I'm here at the South Bend Symphony Orchestra's office in downtown South Bend as we get ready for their big Home for the Holidays concert that is happening, the performance happening this weekend. And I'm here with Alastair. Alastair, tell me about your role in the symphony.
Great to be here with you. I'm the music director of the South Bend Symphony Orchestra and couldn't be more thrilled for our holiday concerts this weekend.
And so I did get to see you once conducting, and I didn't realize, you're from Surrey, not to be confused with Sorry, but Surrey, which is south of London.
It is.
And I'm obviously from Dublin, and we both live over here. How did you end up in this area? I know I get asked that question about 50 times a week, so I'm wondering how you did.
I wonder what your answer, if your answer's the same as mine.
I always say witness protection, actually, just to...
That's not my answer then.
Yeah.
No. There's a fantastic orchestra here, and they had an opening. I applied for the job and won the job, and that's why I'm here, and I love living here.
Yeah.
The orchestra's fantastic, and our concerts this weekend are two of our most popular concerts all season, perfect for the holiday time. Nothing says holiday like music, does it?
There was a time a couple of years ago that I got to come along where it was a night of tango, which is a totally different show, but it was my first time experiencing the symphony, because sometimes I feel like the symphony, some people are very much like, yes, that's definitely for me, and some people, maybe if they grew up like me, I grew up, a little bit lower class, like more common. The symphony was never exposed to me. So I went along to this with my mom when she was over to visit. And honestly, I was blown away. I was like, this is fantastic. So it doesn't feel like it's always for everyone, but it really is, right?
Yeah, music absolutely is for everyone. We do our best to make our concerts and our performances accessible to our entire community. Mm-hmm. We do that with programs in the community, not just at the Morris or at De Bartolo, Notre Dame. And we have a full season long of concerts that we reach out and we bring people together for music. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful thing. Music does bring us together, especially this time of year.
Yeah, and it's really great, especially with Christmas. It's just really good to encourage people, again, that may not be on their bucket list to go. What would you say to them just to encourage them that it is for them as well?
Concerts are just a wonderful opportunity for great creativity, and if you like music in any sense, any shape or form, or think that you don't, come and you will. Music is just part of our DNA, how we live every single day. It's everywhere. Music is everywhere. Even in the gym that I worked out the other day, I heard the entire Christmas program I'm about to conduct as I was doing my run and my workout. But the difference is that was canned music. This was coming over the loudspeakers. Yeah. To hear a real orchestra, to admire their virtuosity, to hear and be with a group of people, an audience, to have your hearts all synchronized together and focus and singing along all together. We've got some sing-along songs at our concert. There's nothing like being in the room, experiencing live this music, this feeling, which is so powerful this time of year.
The energy, the shared energy is off the charts when you're,
Absolutely.
I always felt that with Irish traditional music. I'm not sure if you're familiar with any of it, but when I listen to it on the radio, it would make my ears want to bleed, but when you're in a pub or you're in a live venue and you just feel the energy of the musicians playing together, there's just something very magical about that. You mentioned about some sing-along songs. What else can people expect from this show?
Well, we have, of course, the center of the show are the virtuosic, brilliant, dedicated, fantastic, amazing musicians of the South Bend Symphony Orchestra who come from all over. Some live in town, some come away as far as Chicago and beyond. We have this year a choir, the Michigan Festival Chorus, which has been directed by Juan Carlos Alarcon, and prepared. I have a rehearsal with them tonight to get them all ready. And there's really, when you put holiday music together, voices and singing are so important. So not only will we sing for you, you will sing with us if you come with us. We also have, we might have a visit from Santa, as to be expected. We've always got some surprises which I can't tell you about. You'll have to come and hear for yourself. But we've got repertoire that is familiar, which people love. Different arrangements. It's all about the arrangements. Picking great arrangements that the orchestra love playing. They sound really good. Tunes you might know, but arrangements you might not have heard before. This helps keeps it all fresh.
So you mentioned Santa being there. So is this an all-ages show? You do expect a lot of, or is it just for the adults? Because you're never too old for Santa.
You're never too old, at least I never will be. We have a Saturday evening and a Sunday afternoon. So it's for the whole family, and you can pick which one you want to bring your 4-year-old or your 6-year-old too.
I have a 2-year-old, so it has to be the afternoon.
It will be the afternoon one.
We don't stay out after 7 p.m. anymore.
I certainly know that. Remember those days very well. But it is really for the whole family. It's something for our community family, if you will, to experience and to enjoy together.
Well, I appreciate it, and I know we're going to talk to the executive director and learn a little bit more about looking forward to next year as well. But it was really nice to meet you and continue great work, and the symphony really is a joy to see, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
And now, after speaking with Alastair, I'm speaking with Stephen, who's the executive director of the symphony. Stephen, you've been here since August 4th in the area. Where did you come from before? Are you from here, or did you move here for the role?
Little of both, actually. Originally, I'm actually from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So was born and raised, grew up in Wisconsin. But for the last 35 or so years, I've had so much incredible experience working in great locations, from Philadelphia to San Francisco, Los Angeles, Arizona. But yes, just prior to coming back to the Midwest here to South Bend, I was in South Florida for the last 5 years.
So how are you enjoying the winter?
Winter, yes.
I
needed the reminder, but
Yeah.
actually I love it. I missed being back here. I missed being in Four Seasons. Of course, South Florida was hot and very hot.
All the time.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's so wonderful to be back here and be closer to family as well. But most importantly, just to be part of a community such as this that really understands what it has and celebrates, especially within the performing arts.
Has your whole career been in the same industry or with nonprofits, or has it all led to this, or have you done this before?
I have done this before.
This sounds like the interviewing committee for the job.
I was going to say, I'm already here.
Yeah, can I have your resume?
Actually, I've worked with several different symphonies, and most of my career has been with symphony orchestras, from the Philly Pops, where I was the president CEO, vice president of the Philadelphia Orchestra, Tucson Symphony. But through my various positions, I've also worked with San Francisco Symphony, Miami City Ballet, been in 13 different performing arts centers. But for one a brief period of time, for a few years, I was actually vice president of the San Francisco Zoo. So music and then a zoo, but
you gotta
not
be able to
dissimilar.
herd all the people together.
Exactly.
You know, so.
But what a wonderful entity that was, and it was a great learning experience as well for me.
I work personally with a lot of nonprofit organizations, and the symphony is a nonprofit. How do you kind of convince the community that it is a worthy nonprofit when there's, nonprofits helping children and different things? What is it about the symphony? Because it does get a lot of support, but how do you really reiterate that in the community of just how important it is?
I really appreciate the question. I think it's something we're always trying to reinvigorate as well as reinvent a little bit, which is that those bonds and the relationship that we have with the community. We all as nonprofit organizations constantly have to show why we are relevant to this community and what makes this a credible organization to support. And it can't just be by the sheer nature of our 93-year history. I truly have seen in these 4 months how important this organization is, to the entire Michiana region. This is the largest nonprofit performing arts entity in this region, and even the university looks to us when they need professional partnership. When they look to Alastair, who has come there and conducted so many different times with the Notre Dame Symphony Orchestra as well. So we recognize our place in the community and recognize as well so many other arts organizations, social service entities, and value their importance as well. But just seeing the significant impact that this organization has made for 93 years musically, and brought how many tens and tens of thousands of students into our performances, with youth performances as well, it is a very measurable impact that is, I think, worthy of support.
We talked to Alastair about Home for the Holidays coming up, and I really wanted to get to know you since you're new in this role, but as we have a minute or so left here, do you have any highlights for 2026 that are really on your radar that you think they're going to be just great shows? I mean, I know they're all great shows, but is there one or two that you could tell us about?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we have the Masterworks series, Mosaic, as well as Pops. And that's what I love about what Alastair has brought to this organization for 9.5 years now, is this incredible mix of different styles of music, from starting in January of 2026, which seems like a lifetime away, but just a few weeks. But it's a focus on our musicians, which I think is so important. In January, with our first mosaic of the season, January 11th, featuring our principal opus, Jeanette, and that will be a beautiful performance. In February, we have a local band playing with us as well as part of our pop series, the Bergamot.
Oh yeah. We've interviewed them many times on the show.
And they just had a performance recently at the Morris as well.
That'll be great.
It really will be. And then we have the principal clarinetist from New York Philharmonic coming at the end of January. So it's this incredible mixture of artists and styles of music, and just a great celebration of what we have right here in this region.
Well, the first experience, as I mentioned to Alastair, was a night of tango that I went along to, and I didn't know what I was getting into, and I absolutely loved it. So it is great that you're able to bring so many genres and just really reflect the entire community and not just one sound or one thing. And so I love that you're doing that. So.
And I appreciate that, and I always like to say that the symphony is the greatest instrument ever created. It is this mixture of sounds and sights as well, and from the strings to the brass percussion and the winds. It really is this incredible ensemble making the sounds that Alastair has so brilliantly crafted for his nearly 10 years of being here.
Wow, I didn't realize he was here that long. So.
Next year we'll be celebrating his 10th anniversary season.
Yeah, and what a celebration that will be for Alastair with 10 years. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck in your newish role, and in 2026, I wish you all the best. So
thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.